Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to my base game Furnish of an original build by GreenScreenYT. This is part of a collab that was arranged by the Facebook group Sims, Streamers, and YouTubers, and part of the rules were base game only, as the name indicates. We were also not allowed to use any cheats, including the Move Objects cheats. We had no budget, however, so that was fine, and we were allowed to change the floor plan if the shell that we were supposed to furnish and decorate had one. And as I indicated, my shell was done by GreenScreenYT, and she has a lot of amazing builds over on her channel, as well as a collector's legacy. So I have a link down below to her channel if you'd like to go check it out. And there's also links to everybody else's channel who was involved in the collab. I will have a link to her build too, so you can see this build in progress as a card, so you'll be able to see it directly. And you can see that I already started with the build, and I did slightly change the floor plan, not very much, but mainly because I had a family in mind when I was building it, so I just changed it a little bit to suit them. And I, just like with my shell that I did for someone else, I struggled using base game only. It was like going back in time to when I only had base game. But it's definitely interesting to do it that way, and makes you appreciate how far we've come with all the extra things that we have. But there are some nice things in base game. I think what I struggled the most with was the decorations, I'd have to say. But I do like this nice open floor plan that was in here. That's what I would normally do with a lot of my builds, the open like living, dining room, kitchen area that's here. And so that was kind of something I like to decorate that way. And it was kind of interesting to have to build with a base game only. This I struggled a bit because I end up moving that later because the stainless steel colors don't really match very well, and when you have the fridge and the dishwasher right beside each other, it's really, really obvious. So I think I move it later on. And I can't say I've been using these cupboards very much because I really like the ones from Parenthood. There's me trying to see if I can match it a little bit better when I couldn't. But I do like these, and I have used them a lot in prior builds, and I am very grateful for that new round table that came as part of an update, because that definitely wasn't a base game thing. Well, it is base game, but it wasn't there when the game first came out. It was part of the Chinese or the Lunar New Year's update that was in February, or whatever it was called. But I really like that table. I tend to use the round tables from the couple of packs that they have round tables, 6-seater round tables, I should say, because there were round tables in the game, just not 6-seater ones. So I was happy to be able to use that in this build, to have that available for me to use. And here the one thing I do actually use from base game, not infrequently, are like this couch and love seat and chair, because the base game has a lot of sets that match in terms of the couch, love seats, and chairs, that a lot of the things that come with the packs, they kind of make them mismatched. I mean, they do it on purpose because, not everybody has all their furniture matching. So I have to say, and they have added more colors from what we had at the beginning. So that's also another huge nice thing that they have added. And though I have to say, with the blinds, I probably would use some blinds from something else, that's for sure. Oh, and of course, those bookcases are new. Those are the ones we just got with the Freelancer update, and the little tree there with the oranges is from the Lunar New Year's update too. So definitely taking advantage of some of the new things we've got with some of the game updates. So definitely made it a little bit easier. That carpet there, it changes. I think I changed it even after I did the little tour, but the version of this build that's on the gallery, which I will link below, does not have that carpet. It has a different carpet. That's somewhere I also probably would have used a carpet that wasn't in the base game instead for that. That area there, I end up moving that bonsai table. So if you do download this house, that's a nice spot to put laundry off the kitchen kind of thing, because I didn't want to create and leave a space that was completely empty in a room. So I put it there instead. So, and this little, I tend to be a collector in the game. I like to collect a lot of things. So I like to have that chest, any of the chests. There's the 2 that are base game that, of course, they came later too, to put my extra collectibles so they don't have to sit in my Sims personal inventory. I quite like that a lot. And so here we are again, me using something from the lunar New Year's update or whatever. And I'm not sure, I might have reused some of the pictures, because a lot of the pictures are like movie type pictures, which are great for like, you know, teen kids bedrooms or young adult bedrooms, but I don't find they work very well when you're actually decorating like a living room and stuff like that. So that, and I even tried not to use things that you would normally get with the, that you would get from careers. I tried to stay away from that, because normally you'd need a cheat to get that. The only thing that I use that you would normally use a cheat for is there's a couple of pictures that came with there was a challenge that came out just before Get Famous. The positivity challenge, I think that was what it was called. I used a couple of pictures from that because I figured the challenge is over and the only way you can get it is just in. And because I don't actually, even though I had Sims in mind, I moved them in after I did the build. So I had everything, you know, at my disposal without having to use any cheats. But I didn't use them, except for, like I said, those couple of posters from the positivity challenge, because I quite like them. And like I said, I find the pictures on the wall a bit limiting, I have to say. And though I'd have to say, this family has a toddler, and there is quite a lot of stuff that I use that are base game for toddlers much of the time. So this room, which is one of the reasons I thought doing with a toddler would be okay, whereas for children I find it a little harder, because I really like to use stuff from kids' room stuff for them, especially for the pictures on the wall. That's something I like a lot. But I mean, I can manage with the child's room, even with base game too. But I especially like using kids' room stuff. The toddler stuff I like more for outside stuff. But since I didn't have to do the outside, that didn't matter. So this ends up being what I use as the master bedroom, and this really is kind of a 3-bedroom house the way I did it. But because the Sims I have moving in are going to be in the freelancer career, I made the final bedroom, quote unquote, a office space, which we'll decorate later. And I put the laundry hamper in there because if someone has laundry day, they could replace that easily with the laundry hampers that come with laundry day in that spot. So the couple of spots that I put the hampers that are just decor items could easily be replaced with laundry day hampers instead, and then that would, I think I used 2 in the whole build, and that would cover it. Because the really good thing with the laundry in Sims 4 is that you don't need to have it absolutely everywhere in the house. They go to it, you know, wherever they are. As long as it's not full, it'll fill up, it'll go into it, which is really good. It's something that I'm quite grateful for that they did that way. And that clock, I end up moving a little bit higher. And the clocks are something that I have to say I really like. Some of the clocks that come with some of the stuff packs, I tend to use them more. There's also a clock that you unlock with the Tech Guru career. I don't actually mind it. I just find them kind of small. And then there's some the windows there on the ground. I just kind of ignored them and put stuff in front of them. But it actually worked out well, because then I could put decorations up on the wall, and some shelving is what I did. So this is their office/skill building room. One of the Sims is creative, so I gave her an easel. And I always like to add a chess table to my builds, because I find a lot of Sims, I mean, I like logic. I like the logic skills, so I tend to have a chess table. And, you know, the toddler is eventually going to age up to a child, and I like to complete my aspirations, the children aspirations. I need to play chess, so it's kind of handy for that also. So I can't say I used that one picture that was on the right-hand side that much, but I quite like it, and I think I will be using it going forward. For some reason I thought it was one that came with a pack. That's where I put the extra one up and decided to put some shelves up instead. And I didn't want the shelves to be empty, but the main reason I like shelves is because my Sims, like I said, are collectors, and so sometimes I like to put some collection items up on those shelves. But I put a couple of things just as placeholders so that, you know, once they got some collectibles, they could put them there instead. And because I thought she might be a freelance artist, I bought her the tablet that you need. So she has the easel and the little artistic tablet, and there's that extra hamper that I put out there, and the spot there where I moved the bonsai tree from, that's where I figure you could put like a washer and dryer there, and obviously you could possibly put a a laundry line outside, but you don't need to because there's enough room for both the washer and dryer there. So the bathrooms are small. I tend to make my bathrooms small. I find Sims don't congregate in the bathrooms as much as they sometimes do if they're bigger. I also tend not to use counters in bathrooms because they'll go and try and, prepare their food in the bathroom. There are mods to stop that, but I tend to have my mods in and out of games, so I don't tend to use mods that I rely on. I don't want a mod that I have to have in my game, so I just tend not to put those counters in my bathrooms. But like I said, I also tend to have my bathrooms be a little bit smaller for the most part, so then I don't find, like I said, the Sims don't tend to congregate, which I know they do. Now, that I changed colors, I did all sorts of things, but in the end, I didn't like it, so I took that out because that, the shower bath combination has it already on it, so I figured it wasn't really necessary in this space. And with the blinds, they take sort of some space up, visually in the room, and the windows, you can't actually move it up higher. If I could have put it up higher, I probably would have left it, but it just didn't work. But you don't see that here. I took that out when I was doing the screenshots and I realized I didn't like the way it looked. That's where I did it. And then I add a little piggy with the menu on there. And there's some of the details of like the house from the outside as it originally was before I did the makeover. And there's sort of the floor plan afterwards. And you can see the carpet that's in there, or the area rug that I put in there. And again, here's the before right at the very beginning to where I ended it with. And then we're going to have a little sort of a walk through, which Johnny, I'm escaping, Zest, he came to do the welcome wagon. So I had the mom of the house making some food, learning some cooking also, so that when the toddler got hungry, that we had some food prepared. And so this is just, so you can see when I did this, I hadn't changed that rug there. I can't say I'm really happy with either of the rugs. I prefer the other one a little bit more. And I used that Lindsay speaker up there so that they had some music in the big main living space. And then you had maybe saw that I put the big speaker in to the office space. And I skipped that bathroom. It was so small and it just didn't work. So you saw it when I decorated it. But here's what is the master bedroom. And they have like candles and lanterns in there. So if they forget to pay their bills, or there's which is the only reason there's power outages in the game, then they will have some light, because those lights don't go out when you forget to pay the bills. And here's this bathroom that's just like a shower ensuite, very small. They're actually, all of them are all the same size, but they have the same tile and everything, but they're a little bit different in terms of how they are laid out and whatnot. And like I said, there's the dad setting the table and hoping that it'll encourage them. Well, the other thing is I put a bulletin board on the wall there, so if you have Parenthood, you can put that particular bulletin board on there. And he's like dancing. It looks like, no, I think he's talking to his mom, because there's no way for him to dance in here. There's no radio in this room. It's got everything he needs as a toddler. I put the potty seats in the toddler room. He's definitely talking up a storm, I have to say. And when I had to go up a little bit because I lowered it to go closer to his perspective. And so here's his bathroom, but that seems to work better in terms of the towel. It matches a little bit better. And then we're going over to the office where there's a party going on, because it was a bit weird. It is Johnny, isn't it? I don't remember. If I'm wrong, oh well. He found the computer and he went in there, so they're dancing and having a party in there, and that's where the little toddler's dancing. So here's just a final look at the great room, the combination living room, kitchen, dining room. But as I said, I will have a link to the original build for you to go check out, GreenScreenYT's build. It should be fun to see that. I haven't seen it at the point in time that I'm doing this recording, because they're all going up at the same time for everybody to watch, so I'll be definitely heading over to see it myself. But that's it for this part. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much.